Aloha and welcome to Tangimal Studio 808. I'm Psydekick Larry and this is the BLOC video for the second half of March 2025. This video is sponsored in part by Ivy Studios. Their new game, Scales of Fate, is coming to Kickstarter on March 18th. We will also be having a live playthrough of Scales of Fate on our channel on Thursday, March 20th. Coming to backer kit on March 18th is Red Tides, A Tale of New Carribea by Tortugas Games and designed by Nick Rayner and John Micah Tyson. This game is for 1 to 4 players and will play in about 60 to 240 minutes. Players will first hunt the high seas to sink or board merchants for their plunder and cannons before taking on powerful pirate captains, and in the end, the tyrannical pirate baron John Davies. Coming to GameFound on March 18th is Onward by Sky-Tiered Games and designed by Giacomo and Riccardo Neri. This game is for 1 to 4 players and will play in about 45 to 90 minutes. Onward is the spiritual successor to Sky-Tier, the competitive card-driven game inspired by MOBA video games such as League of Legends or Dota. In this game, players split into 2 teams, with each player controlling 2 or more champions and seeking to cross the map through lanes in order to get to the other person's nexus and take it down. So, I've been known in the past to dabble in some MOBA gaming, and I'd be very interested to see how they implement some of that gameplay onto the tabletop. Coming to Kickstarter on March 18th is Misfit Heroes by AEG and designed by Phil Walker Harding. This game is for 2 to 4 players and will play in about 30 to 45 minutes. In Misfit Heroes, players are organizing crews in hopes of claiming influence to win over the hearts and minds of citizens in nearby regions. Before the game, the cards you will use are created by placing each character transparency together with an attribute card in a card sleeve. You'll never know which new characters are in the deck, and the combinations are almost endless. Also coming to Kickstarter on March 18th is Scales of Fate by our sponsor, Ivy Studios, and designed by Max Anderson, Zach Dixon, and Austin Harrison. This game is for 2 players and will play in about 30 to 60 minutes. Scales of Fate is a strategic deduction game set in the Veiled Fate universe. Players will each represent 2 demigods and decide if they will try to help them both gain renown or hurt one and help the other. Players will score points equal to the space both of their demigods are on or the gap between them on the score track. So if you are a fan of Veiled Fate, you may want to check out their new Kickstarter, Scales of Fate by Ivy Studios. Coming to Kickstarter on March 19th is Starclash by Most High Design and designed by Ryan K. Williams. This game is for 1 to 8 players and will play in about 60 to 240 minutes. Starclash is a base building battle board game in which players play competitively or in 1 to 2 player co-op scenarios. Playing as one of 4 asymmetrical factions, you must collect resources to create structures and units so you can command your forces and conquer your enemy. Coming to GameFound on March 25th is Chronicles of Paldon by Traitorous Games and designed by, Bengt Ragnamalm. To the designer. This game is for 1 to 4 players and will play in about 90 to 120 minutes. In Chronicles of Paldon, each player acts as an inventor with their own workshop located in the city of Paldon. The task is to rebuild the city's machinery, which has malfunctioned during the Great Catastrophe, and gain the most renown points. Also coming to GameFound on March 25th is G.I. Joe Operation Cobra by OC Games. This game is for 1 to 4 players and will play in about 90 to 120 minutes. G.I. Joe Operation Cobra is a cooperative tactical action game brimming with adventure and strategy. In skirmish mode, players can dive into fast-paced, action-packed encounters. But there is also a campaign mode, which offers an interconnected series of missions where your choices shape the course of the game. And finally, coming to GameFound on March 25th is Six Sojourns by Red Raven Games and designed by Ryan Lockett. This game is for 2 to 4 players and will play in about 30 to 60 minutes. Six Sojourns is a reimagining of Ryan Lockett's third published design, 8-Minute Empire. It's a short, area control game full of tough choices, creative strategy and tactics, and high player interaction. Six Sojourns has a larger board and more cards than 8-Minute Empire, in addition to many exciting new features. So those are some of the games coming to crowdfunding this second half of March. Thanks again to our sponsor, Ivy Studios. Be sure to check out their game, Scales of Fate, coming to Kickstarter on March 18th. Let me know in the comments which games you are excited about and if I've missed any of your favorite games coming to crowdfunding this end of March. And until next time, aloha!